Have you been watching TV and came across Discover channel discussing about Kenyan culture and you just skip because you're not interested on other people's culture? If you did so, you missed a lot of interesting and fascinating information about this country called Kenya. Today I'm going to discuss about this interesting and fascinating country where I was born. First, I'm going to tell you little about the Republic of Kenya. Secondly, I'm going to tell you about things you need to know in case you want to visit Kenya. Lastly, I'm going to tell you about Kenya lifestyle and culture. Let me begin by telling you about the Kenya geographical location. According to Lafel W. Kaleli of Moi University, Eldoret Article International EDU Kenya Resource, Kenya is located within the equator and they enjoy warm temperature, and it's located in the East Africa, and Somalia is the border to the northeast, and Tanzania to the south, Uganda to the north, and Indian Ocean to the east. According to Matt Rosenberg on Geography Guide, Kenya is slightly more than twice the Lavender. Climate varies from tropical along the coast to arid in the interior, and Mount Kenya is the largest mountain in Kenya, which attracts many tourists. Now that you know a little bit about Kenya, let me give you some information on what you need to know if you ever visit Kenya. Before you travel to Kenya, these are some of the things you need to put into consideration. Nairobi is the capital city of Kenya, and the president of Kenya is Uhuru Kenyatta, and Nairobi is located in central Highlands. Kenya is a hometown to some of spectacular wild animals like lion, gazelles, zebras, and many species of birds. You need a visa if you ever travel to Kenya. You also need to know the currency of Kenya, which is Kenya shillings, and $1 is equivalent to $80. Kiswahili is the main language spoken in Kenya by 40% of population of people. Kenya having 42 tribes which speak different languages. English is generally used in offices, government, and it's also used in schools. Transportation can be complicated due to high population and in the main city, and the means of transport is matatu, car hire, taxis, and personal cars. And people drive dangerously compared to the United States. Now that you understand about Kenya and about things you need to know if you ever travel to Kenya, let me now tell you about Kenya lifestyle and culture. In Kenya, family is very important and play a great role. Family is even more important than tribe. You find uncles, aunties, cousins living together and taking care of each other and refer each other as a family. Wives respect their husband and they are submissive and they take care of children and cook for their husband. Another part of Kenya culture I'm going to discuss is cuisine, diet, and costumes. Every tribe prepare their food differently. Corn or maize is a staple food for Kenya. Irio is the favorite food for Kikuyu, the tribe I come from, and ugali and skuma is common food for other tribes. Depending on where you're visiting in Kenya, the culture and custom differs. Traditional clothes, dance song, and ceremony keep this proud culture alive in this space of modernization, which is sweeping all over the country. Now that I have told you about Kenya, traveling to Kenya, and Kenya lifestyle and culture, I'm going to conclude. First, I told you basic information about Kenya. Secondly, I told you information you need to know in case you ever visit Kenya. And lastly, I told you about Kenya lifestyle and culture. from all I told you, I hope you have found this country interesting as I do. Thank you.